Hey YouTube, welcome back to the Leopard Cat, the show where we are fun, sexy, fearless, independent, and always opinionated. I am here to do my episode 5 review of American Horror Story Apocalypse. The name of this episode was called Boy Wonder. And it was a pretty good episode. I would have to give it like maybe like a 9 out of 10, 4 out of 5, just because it was good. I do think I like the last episode and episode before that more, but I like this episode because Lily Rad was in it, and so was Stevie Nicks, which is why I have their picture up. That was probably my favorite moment. I can't wait to see what happens next week, or really this week, what happens tomorrow. But let's get into this episode. Episode starts off with Cordelia being eaten by kangaroo pus monsters when she sees the white demon that is Michael Langdon. Now, I for one knew this was a dream because I'm like, I know they're not killing no Cordelia this freaking soon. I know they're not doing it. Her witch school was completely destroyed, and it just looked like everything had gone to hell. And she saw Michael Langdon there, the demon, the devil, and he just starts laughing as she's being eaten and bitten to death, and she's just screaming out in horror. Then she wakes up and she sees Queenie and Madison. She is so happy to see them. Oh my goodness. I feel like we've been in flashbacks too long. Maybe it's just me. I just kind of want to get back to the present tense, but I like the flashbacks as well. I'm not gonna lie. And she hugs them, and she's like, oh, I'm so happy to see you all. Michael did what I couldn't do, and we're just like, oh my God. Cordelia's supposed to be the supreme, but she couldn't get Madison and Queenie out of their own hell. But I guess Michael is just more powerful. I don't think he's the supreme. I just think he's a demon devil who is wreaking havoc, and that's why he has all these powers. Just like Cheyenne Jackson said, Cordelia says the whole world depends on what she does next, and agrees to give Michael the Seven Wonders test. The Coven is freaking out while the Warlocks accepted Cheyenne Jackson's character. Is kind of happy for him, and he knows he'll pass. But when they go back to the Witch Academy, they Murder tells her that just because one can pass the Seven Wonders doesn't mean that they are fit to lead the coven. She talks about how magnificent Mallory is, and they show how she should lead the coven. Cordelia tells her she's getting weaker. She's getting weaker, and that means another Supreme is on the rise. Well, I'm really hoping it's not Michael. I'm really hoping that it is Mallory. And they show Mallory doing what Misty can do, is resurrecting the dead and resurrecting this deer who had died, and she was just very powerful. She was saying, why can't she be the next Supreme? I'm really hoping she is and not Michael. Then we get a flashback of Cordelia's school, and Coco is there, and Coco came to the coven. Her father's there, and she doesn't believe she has any powers, but her father's like, tell them what you did. And basically she has this like sense to figure out people's she has like a sixth sense. Somebody was about to eat something with gluten in, and they were like allergic to it, and she saved their lives, and she was just like, that's not a real power. And Cordelia was like, it is. It means you have a sixth sense, so you can see danger. Basically that's what it is. And so she's a gluten detector, and all these white women, when they found out that in Beverly Hills, they came to her just to, I guess, help with their diet plans to see what foods had gluten in it, even though they're supposed to be gluten free. I thought that was a funny skill set. I'm like, Coco's a fun character. Giving her this was probably right on board. And basically we see when Coco and Mallory first meet. This is back before they got the spell put on them, back before they were just left to be known as regular people. That's when they first met, and I guess maybe after the spell got put on them, she realized that, that's how she became an assistant to Coco. Anyway, Cheyenne Jackson and Billy Porter, that they're all happy that Michael is getting ready to like lead them over the witches. But Cheyenne Jackson sees his character and everybody's cheering around him. He looks at and Michael shows him his demonic face. He's kind of taken aback, like, oh my God, this guy is not all that good. He's definitely not a warlock, like I said from the beginning. He's magnificent, or something is wrong with him. He's demonic. And so he goes and is getting ready to pack, and Porter character comes in with a bottle of wine, ready to celebrate. He's like, I'm leaving. I got to go to see Cordelia to see how we can do what is it about this what is it about Michael that I just don't trust. And they have this full on battle, and he kind of puts a chair in front of the door, and Cheyenne Jackson holds him up on the wall, just like, I'm leaving. He's like, you're jealous. He's like, I'm not jealous at all. Actually, I'm afraid. When I see his face, I was afraid, and now I gotta go see Cordelia. On his way there, I said, oh my God, I know what's gonna happen. Stops at a gas station. I'm like, why? In the middle of nowhere, why? Stops, pumps his gas, and somebody pulls up in the car. I knew it was Miss Mead. She came all out the car and said, oh my God, please don't do anything to try to help her. And she needed some help getting her gas pumped. He went over there and basically she iced him. She went down to pick up something, she went down to pick up something. She cut his ankles, his Achilles heel, whatever you want to call it. Then he fell down. I'm like, why didn't he use his powers? She slit his throat. She put gasoline on him and set him on fire. I was like, oh my God. Why would they kill him off like this? I'm hoping he comes back in flashbacks or can get resurrected by Misty or Mallory. I don't know. But then she goes to see Michael, and Michael and the guy that's the head of the Warlock team says, we had to do to make sure he wouldn't come between us getting you as the new supreme over the witches. So he was in on it, him and Miss Mead, and I'm just like, oh my God. Michael passes all of the seven wonders, and she tells him to go to hell to get Misty Day. And basically, the warlocks are like, hold on, you didn't have any of the witches have to go there and get somebody. They just had to go to their own personal hell. They didn't have to bring anybody back. And, he's not sweating, and Michael's just like, I can do it. It ain't no big deal. And he goes to get Misty Day, who's in her own personal hell, where she has to kill and dissect the freaking frog, but she keeps bringing it back to life and having to kill it all over again. And she doesn't like to kill anything, especially animals. She's just not really like that, and that's her own personal hell. But he comes out of it, and at first they don't think he did it. Then, lo and behold, Misty Day comes up out of her own hell, and they're like, oh my God, he did it. And Stevie Nicks makes an appearance. I'm like, oh my God, the White Witch. So happy to see her. She does a sing along to her song Gypsy. And that was a nice touch. I hope we see more of her. I only know one song by Stevie Nicks, and that's Rhiannon. I really need to get up on the other music. After Cordelia sees how strong he is, she has a chat with Madison. And she tells her that they have a plan to make sure that he doesn't take over completely, because he's evil. She's seen the future, that he will lead the world into hell and apocalypse and just all this bad things coming from him. And she tells Madison, we got to find out the origin of where he comes from. I'm like, oh my God, Murder House connection. So happy to see this come up. Billy Porter over here, he comes. He's like, honey, I'm an eavesdropper. And if I got paid to be an eavesdropper, I would literally be a billionaire, because I get all the tea. So when do we leave? And basically, he was just like, you want to leave? She goes, yeah, I got this bad vibe about Michael too. When do we go? And she was like, y'all two can go. And he goes, oh, me and Madison? Great. I guess I'll call front seat or whatever he says. We gotta go. And they leave and they go to Murder House, and they're two sitting there on the light of the Murder House. And Madison's just like, what is so special about this place? And
judge says you get.
Sorry, that was my TV. And Cordelia's just like, it's where it all began. And the episode ends, and I'm like, oh my God, Murder House. I am so ready for this connection. I cannot wait for this next episode tomorrow. It's going to be like a 90-minute episode, including commercials. So probably like I think it's like 50-minute episode, excluding commercials. I don't know, but I'm so happy to see this because this episode for me was a little short. I'm gonna be honest. When it ended at 10:55, I'm like, I wanted more. Like I'm not fully on board with how they ended it too abruptly, but they making it up with the Return to Murder House. Oh, I can't wait to see what else they bring. I do believe that Constance died a few years after Michael was born, and that's why she's still in the house, and why they kind of split up, and why he can't maybe remember her too well, and kind of just remembers Miss Mead as being his parent and guardian. But anywho, that was my American Horror Story Apocalypse episode review. Sorry it's late. Please, I'm going to continue to do reviews like this just because sometimes I just feel like it's better than being on camera. I do not like to look at myself on camera. It could be a little awkward for me. But anyway, thumbs this video up and leave a comment below and tell me what you think is going to happen in the next episode. And I will see you this week with episode 6, Return to Murder House. Bye.